Good morning, man, behind the scenes.
Morning.
Look what I drug out of the barn this morning.
The old eliminator.
The old eliminator. She's going to hopefully trim a few trees today.
You done jinxed us.
And I don't have my trusty 120 to put it on. It's going to have to go back on the new case over there.
Yeah.
So rule number one for the day, do not drop anything on the machine.
Yeah.
All right, in case you guys missed it, this was last winter's shop project, right?
Yep.
Several videos on the channel if you guys want to go back and watch, but we built this to go on the excavators. You guys will see here in a little bit to trim trees, built that to go on the 240 to clean up behind it, which we used this several times last year, worked really well. You know one thing we never did do?
What?
We built this to go on the 120, 140, or 210. We have never ran it on the 210.
Correction, we did test it on the 240. Or no, yeah, you're right. We built this right now the way it's set up. Yeah, the 210. No, we never had it on 210.
And the way it looks right now, we will never use it on the 210 because I don't even own that machine no more.
Yeah.
But maybe one day it'll be on the 235. So it will go on any or all the above. So you know what the number one comment we got on this thing, man, behind the scenes?
What was that?
Everybody wanted to know how come we went with a circular blade instead of a chainsaw. And I think the answer is quite obvious because that's still the original blade. Could you imagine what we do to a chainsaw up there?
We'd probably get burnt out of sharpening the chain there.
I think we'd be replacing bars about every time I trimmed a limb.
I don't think you're that bad.
Have you seen me up close? Long story short, it's durability. That thing is way more durable than a chainsaw and a chain.
Yeah.
And there's no oil, there's no tightening, there's no nothing. That is the original blade that was on this thing when we built it. I probably just jinxed myself, and now we're gonna have to have a new blade for this is all over with. But it works out well. We might be able to cut a little more with the chainsaw. So that's a 24-inch blade. I'd say that'd be equivalent to what we could do with about an 18-inch bar.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
So it's bigger than it looks because everything else is so massive.
Yeah.
All right, guys. They're calling for a little bit of rain today. The weather's actually beautiful this morning, so we're gonna get this stuff thrown on. We are back on the job up here at Bernie's. We've done a bunch of work here before. We redid the road. This is the very first job Bubba Dump was ever on. Did the retaining wall up behind the house, did a bunch of yard work. And this is his, I think it's like a 20-acre field here. But they got an actually really nice walking path all the way around this field. They want us to go around, trim all the trees back to keep their walking path open before the farmer gets here. So, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
What we want to do, set this thing off on the ground, and then we'll,
then we can hook it up.
you remember how to hook it up?
I hope we remember.
We'll find out. All right, everybody wants to know if we own this machine yet, or the 850. And the short answer is no. It's very complicated. We are working on some stuff. I really do like this machine a whole lot. The reality of it is I need the 850. I need a new small dozer bad, but I really want this machine because I love it so much. But if you guys haven't yet, check out my membership video or a video on Patreon. I'm able to go into a little bit more detail there about what's going on than what I can here on the main channel. If you guys don't want to pay for that stuff, you don't have to. You're not missing out on anything. It's just a way for me to kind of post some stuff that I can't legally post publicly. So that's all. But I do have a few more details over there if you guys want to go check it out, kind of what's going on behind the scenes. Hopefully make these things permanent fixtures here on the channel, because I would love to own both of them. I love both of these machines. So, all right, let's get unloaded.
that, hold that, hold that, hold that.
That thing is way heavier than it looks. This thing won't actually stand up on its own, so our best bet is to lay it down. You get it hooked up like so. Alright, see if I get this thing on the end here, release the coupler. We have used this on there one time. We trimmed some trees up there at that camp job we did. Want to take that jack off real quick, so I'll stand it up to hook up the hoses.
So what, take it off?
There's a storage spot there we built, isn't there? It's on the other side.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and put it on there?
Yeah. I think you have to crank it in though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm going to stand it up real quick. Okay, got the hoses hooked up. In theory, they will only go one way. We do not have a valve on this like we had on the 210. We need to do that one of these days. Actually, that valve probably would make more sense on this machine than it would the other one. We got more attachments for it, but you ready to see if this thing spins?
Oh yeah. All right. Spinning the right way. Oh, yeah. We're in business. Them dark clouds back there are not promising.
Well, there's definitely a little bipolar this morning. You look over there, sunny skies. Look over here, not so much. That really don't look good right there. Hopefully we miss it all. This thing's a little tricky to get hooked up, especially if you haven't done it in a while. See how Aaron gets low here? Oh. You got it right there. Nice. Man, that thing looks like a beast on there. I think you need fuel, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's top you off of fuel and we'll head to the back. Oh, yeah. Now it's turning big crocodile tears. Can you guys see it? That's all right. We just checked the radar. I think this one's going to come and go pretty quick, so we're going to go ahead to the back corner back here and check out what we got. Oh, there's the big ones. Look at that. Lovely. All right, man, behind the scenes, I made a few test cuts here while I was running just to make sure everything still works. I think she still works. Yeah. We got, so this tree line is basically right on the property line, so I think what we're gonna have to do is work these limbs down that way till we can find a hole to get them shoved up in the woods, but sweet. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Adjustment here.
I'll wake up with it.
All right.
So guys, that was about 15 minutes of cutting, and we made a pretty good little piece down through there. It's taking just a little bit to kind of get back in the groove of things, but we got her going. We got to be a little bit careful about how far we push this stuff over into the woods, because we don't want to get it over on the neighbor's property. Need to make sure we keep it on our property here. But Aaron's going to start in. We got a hole down there just behind the excavator. Oh yes, look at that thing. We go. Look at her go, bud. Skid steer works really nice for this. Don't get me wrong, we still make a little bit of a mess back here. It is not near as big a mess as what it would be if we were doing this with the dozer. So yeah. Definitely a pretty nice little tag team system we got going here, that's for sure. All right, we got a nice little opening here. We can put quite a bit of stuff in before we get to the neighbor's property. We're gonna let Aaron keep going cleaning up behind that. And let's keep on going trimming some trees. All right, I got you guys pointed up where hopefully you can see. This is probably the hardest attachment we've built and filmed, just because everything is so far away. It's such a detailed little deal. Oh, come on, don't come at me. There we go. What I was going to say is, as much as I love this 140, this is the one application where I haven't been able to quite get it adjusted the way I like. Whenever I'm running the blade out there, I lose a lot of my finesse to the other boom functions. It makes it a little harder to be smooth and not get that blade stuck compared to the 120. I guess what I'm trying to say is, on the 120, when I'm running the blade, I still got quite a bit of control over my boom, where on this machine I don't have as much, but this thing does have better auxiliary hydraulic power out there, so it actually does a better job of turning the blade. I just can't do as good a job controlling the blade. big one's gonna come after me. Come on, baby. A lot of you guys have commented I didn't put a camera on the end of this thing. And even though it may help me see from time to time, I don't think in the long run it'd be a big help. I think it just end up getting destroyed. Is my concern. I can actually see fairly decent. And you run this thing enough, you kind of get it figured out by feel too, and sound. Another tree trimmed. probably, I'd say it's a good 16, 18 inch limb. We got another pretty good size one right here we're gonna try to get as soon as Aaron gets this stuff out of our way. What do you guys think? Can we get it? That's a big old limb. Got it. Now the question is, we'll see if Aaron can push it. That's a big one there, bud.
Yeah.
That made it a little more manageable for him.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Handle. That is one side of this field done, man. There was a lot of really big limbs. A lot of really big limbs down through there. We got cut off and trimmed off, but it worked out really nicely. Aaron's actually been able to take pretty much everything we've cut and got tucked away in this little hole down here. It's kind of the only access or the only hole we got, but it's worked out pretty well. I'm slowly figuring out the 140 and the saw. It works good. It's just a little different technique than what I'm used to with the 120. It just with the 120, I got good boom up and I got good swing functions while using the auxiliary hydraulics. This one here, I don't have that, but I got really good stick and curl functions. So once you kind of figure that out, you can get yourself manipulated in there and make it work. But yeah, look at that, man. Don't that look a whole lot better and a whole lot nicer and a whole lot cleaner down through there? It looks awesome, don't it? All right, we're gonna tag off and head down that side. Check that out. We've got all the way down that way, turn the corner. We've come all the way down this way. All we got left is just a little bitty old short stretch over there. Everything's working awesome. No issues yet. Aaron's got a little behind because we got a little longer push. We had to take all the, we're right on the property line down through here, so we didn't want to push brush over on the neighbor, but there's a little bit of a pocket on the corner down there, a little bit of a pocket on the corner down here, so we've been able to just kind of work everything into the corners. There's that piece of wood that went flying a while ago. And it's working out phenomenal. That rake we built for that skid steer, and that rake being on the skid steer, is the perfect complement to this saw. Works awesome. I'll show you guys here before we leave everything Aaron's already got cleaned up over on the back side, but yeah, it works super nice. Oh, he's got one of those good old-fashioned grapevines. I cut the other end of that off. I just didn't cut that end off. I cut the end off up in the tree, but it's still stuck in the ground right there. Oh, he's got it. It'll work. All right, let's go over here and get started. Get that last little section done. Get cleaned up. This is one of those trees that got badly damaged in the ice storm we had this winter. I hate to say it, but this one here may just need to be cut down. We'll trim it up here once and see what it looks like. I think I can flip that thing out of there. I think it's in there too good. Yeah. See if we can trim her up here. All right, I'm going to adjust my blade here once and try to do something that's probably not going to work very well, but we're going to try it anyways. So if you guys remember for the build videos, we put this fancy little brake system on here so we can adjust the angle of the blade. And a lot of comments about we need to make that automatic so we can do it somehow from the cab. And even though, yeah, that would be a nice option, I just don't know if it's worth the aggravation of all the extra wiring and plumbing to make it happen. I don't have to adjust it that often. Actually, that's the first time I've adjusted it all day. Here's the issue of trying to cut horizontal like this. It's worse on this machine. It's a little bit better on the 120. But it's hard to control your speed whenever you're trying to go sideways into something. If there's just a little bit of play in the turntable, that blade wants to suck you in and grab you. You gotta go really easy. You can do it. It just takes a little bit of patience. It works a lot better the other way. Oh, we're gonna get her. Look at her go. Come on, baby. You're almost through. Look at that. Worked way better than I thought it was going to. Perfect. There it is. We have officially made it all the way around. So we started right about there, all the way down that run, all the way down this run, all the way down this run, and went back to right there. About 6.5 hours, probably 7 hours by the time we get this all done. I'd say that's pretty doggone good and pretty quick. Definitely got a little faster with the 140 kind of once we got rolling and figured out what we're doing. But I'll give you guys a little look to see down here. Aaron's got this all cleaned up real nice. That rake does just an absolutely phenomenal job. We got the brush pile tucked in the woods right there. What's really amazing on this job is we're only going to end up with 3 brush piles. One here, one in the corner, and one up there where we started. But we'll have to go around. We got just a few little straggler things, but they'll come back in here and get this all cleaned up. Then I'll even mess up their walking path, which is right down through here. It's gonna clean up real nice. The main thing is we don't have a whole bunch of junk and debris out in the fields where the farmer's gonna get all upset about. So all in all, looks pretty doggone good. So all right, let's track around the other side and check it out. We're gonna get this stuff loaded up and get out of here. If that thing was green like the 850J dozer, we'd never see him. Forget how much power he had?
No, I was spent already. I didn't do that.
I'll check the video.
Man, I must have hit something hard. Did I hit you?
Not that I felt.
Hey, I did dig a tree up.
Did you?
Yeah, you left one laying. It fell over, and I dug it up. Got it.
Well, that's nice. I figured I needed to slow you down. You know, you're catching back up with me.
No, I wasn't. I like staying right there with you.
That went pretty smooth around there, didn't it?
Yeah, I got the edges neat cleaned up, but yeah, try and get the big stuff.
The combination of that saw and this rake, especially like something like this where he wants to keep his walking path. Man, could you imagine what it would look like if we had a dozer in here wallowing around?
Oh yeah.
And we only ended up with what, 3 brush piles?
Yeah.
Worked out pretty good.
My belt's down, I never know what's there.
And I didn't rip any hydraulic hoses off, and I still got my original blade.
That's good.
I didn't bend anything either.
Blade didn't come loose?
Blade didn't come loose.
Good deal.
Nope. Good as new.
Good deal.
I just topped that tree off because the ice storm got him.
Yeah, seen that.
Oh. All right. You guys can see all the work we've done down there in the past. That's that ditch we filled in, set that concrete back there. That's the pad we built for his barn extension. And we put these retaining wall blocks back there and put that lean-to on. Got some videos of planting these trees. We used to have a great big borrow pit right here at one time. That's where we hauled all the dirt out for the driveway. There is videos on the channel of all that if you guys want to check them out, but it all looks good. Looks really nice up at the front of his barn. You guys seen the videos when we started, you wouldn't even recognize that place. Looks awesome. Give you guys a little drive-by so you can do an inspection here. This is where we started. Not too shabby for a day's work and a few homemade attachments. I'm happy with it. Homeowner's happy with it. We're gonna load up and hit the road. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later. If your travels take you through southern Indiana or just looking for a unique destination, everybody is always welcome here at the world famous Derby Market and the home headquarters of the Dirt Perfect operation. No guarantees you'll catch Aaron or myself, but feel free to take all the pictures you like. Just for obvious reasons, please don't climb on or in any of the equipment. And most importantly, please tag us on all the social platforms, including the Derby Market. Before you head out, take a quick trip inside, look around, and locate the Dirt Perfect Visitors Map. Be sure you pin the location you traveled from and enter the Dirt Perfect Visitors drawing for a chance to win some Dirt Perfect merch. As always, guys, thank you for watching and supporting this channel. It means the world, and we shall catch you on the next one.